The world saw the Black Panthers as radicals in black leather and berets, patrolling the streets with rifles. But behind that image was something even more revolutionary: service. Because while the media focused on the Panthers' guns, in the neighborhoods they came from, people were talking about the food, the medicine, the books. The real legacy of the Black Panther Party wasn't just protest, it was building a better world from the ground up. In 1969, the Panthers launched what would become one of their most beloved and impactful efforts, the Free Breakfast for Children program. Every morning before school, children from poor black neighborhoods, many of them going to bed hungry, were welcomed into local churches, community centers, or Panther offices for a hot, nutritious meal. Eggs, grits, toast, milk, no questions asked, no strings attached, just dignity, warmth, and a full stomach. By the end of that first year, the Panthers were feeding tens of thousands of children across America, from Oakland to Chicago to New York. And it wasn't just about food. It was about saying, "You matter. You deserve to be cared for. We haven't forgotten you." In communities long neglected by the government, it was the Panthers who stepped in to do the work. But they didn't stop at breakfast. The Black Panther Party launched more than 60 survival programs, including free medical clinics, sickle cell anemia testing, free clothing drives, prisoner support programs, youth education and liberation schools. These programs weren't side projects. They were at the core of the Panthers' mission, to serve the people while fighting the system that had failed them. One of the most powerful programs was the People's Free Medical Clinics, offering everything from basic checkups to preventive care, often staffed by volunteer doctors and nurses. They addressed real daily needs that weren't being met by city or state governments. Many poor families saw a doctor for the first time thanks to the Panthers. They also made health political. The Panthers were among the first to bring national attention to sickle cell anemia, a disease that disproportionately affects African Americans and had been largely ignored by the medical establishment. Their awareness campaigns and testing programs were pioneering and life-saving. In classrooms, the Panthers taught children about Black history, self-respect, and critical thinking, topics missing from traditional schools. Their liberation schools didn't just educate, they empowered. They gave young people the tools to think, to question, to lead. And all of it, was done while the Panthers were under constant surveillance, harassment, and threat from the FBI and local police. Yet they kept serving. They kept organizing. Because they believed revolution wasn't just about marching or speeches. It was about feeding people, healing people, loving people. Women were the backbone of much of this work. By the early 1970s, 2/3 of Panther membership were women. They ran clinics, coordinated food drives, taught in schools, and held leadership roles. Figures like Elaine Brown and Erica Huggins broke barriers, not just for Black people, but for women in movements everywhere. These programs made an impact far beyond the Black community. In fact, the success of the Free Breakfast program was so profound, it helped inspire the federal government to expand school breakfast initiatives nationwide. Yes, some of what we now take for granted in public schools was influenced by the work of the Panthers. But for all their success, these programs were still under threat. Police raided breakfast sites. Clinics were shut down. Panther members were arrested, harassed, and sometimes killed. Yet the work continued, because for every clinic closed, another opened. For every setback, they pushed forward. The media rarely showed this side of the Panthers. It was easier to paint them as angry, dangerous, or radical. But in kitchens, classrooms, and clinics across America, the truth was clear. The Black Panthers were feeding more than just bodies. They were feeding hope. In the next episode, we'll confront the backlash, how the FBI, through a secret program called COINTELPRO, tried to destroy the Panthers from the inside out. It's a story of betrayal, division, and deadly consequences, but it's one we have to tell. If this story touched you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes in the power of community. Because sometimes the most radical thing you can do is care.